Hey guys, it's Stephen here back with the second video of the day, second part of my Manchester City versus Real Madrid Champions League preview. I've already done one video today with La Liga expert Euan McTear from the La Liga Lowdown podcast. That's a bit of a tongue twister there, isn't it? He talked about Real Madrid in depth. If you want to go and check that video out, make sure you do. It'll be in the link in the description, and it'll also be a little snippet of that discussion coming up later on. But today we're going to focus on the big game tomorrow, and I'm very, very excited. But before we do that, I want to say thank you, as ever, to the long-term sponsors of this channel, One Football. It's an absolutely fantastic app with loads of Manchester City news, loads of Manchester City updates, and it's free. It's fantastic. What are you waiting for? Click in the link in the description below to get your Manchester City and One Football goodness. I also want to say a very big thank you to some of the latest patrons. There's loads of names once again. I still not got through everyone yet, but Jake Papas, Derry Lee, KB8, Manuel Velez, Andrew Clayton, Diane MT, Tom Roof, Josh Green, Lee Seckinger, Null Space, and Laura Edgar. They're all $10 Patreons who get an extra few videos a month and all that kind of stuff. And also to the $20 or $25 ones as well, Cameron Purcell and Kartik Shintapali. Guys, thank you very, very, very much. I hope I got all your names right. If you want to get involved, it's patreon.com/Esteemed Kompany. These guys are all going to get like up to 4 bonus videos a month for supporting this channel, given the tiers that they've been involved in. And also, thank you to everyone who's become a patron so far. Seriously, you've made my heart feel so, so warm, and genuinely, this full-time thing, it might work because of you guys. But let's get on to the game. It's huge, isn't it? It's absolutely huge. I've not been this excited for a game in ages, genuinely ages. This is the kind of Champions League class that you actually want. Now, I'm always quite cynical towards the Champions League, but if you can't be up for a game against Real Madrid in the last 16, what can you be up for? It's going to be absolutely massive, and I'm kind of relieved that it's away for the first leg, because hopefully we can seal the deal at the Etihad. But this is good. There's been loads of talk in the press conferences. Guardiola, it says first thing is to play good. We have too many things. We have to be many things, and we need luck. We cannot control that, but we need to control what we can control. The reaction after the Leicester penalty miss was exceptional, and that is how we have to be in this competition. A couple of typos there from what I was reading. And in general, David Silva was very defiant as well in the press conference. He said his reaction to the draw was just normal because it's the Champions League and it's always hard. And Guardiola basically also talked about the overthinking criticism that Thomas Muller pointed out this week. He said, when the next football player makes this statement, it's more information and not criticism. It's true, I give much, but they cannot say that I never prepare for the game. The more I know about the opponent, the better. At Barca, Munich or City, even the games we lose, as a player, the more information I had, the better I was to face them. It gave me confidence. Maybe he's right, but I always try and make them confident. That's a very fair point. He did admit that maybe he prepares a lot for these games. Maybe that's what kind of overawes the player, I guess, in the Champions League. And it's a very fair point from Thomas Muller. Hopefully, it won't be something that raises its head tomorrow. In terms of the team news, we all saw that Leroy Sané was training with the first team, but unfortunately, he wasn't on the flight. Though Guardiola did say that Raheem is fit, his natural physical condition is amazing, and the doctor said he could play the West Ham game, but that is a good sign. So basically, Sterling is available. Other than that, basically, we got pretty much a full squad. It's a really strong Manchester City squad at the moment. Sané needs a little bit more time, which is a bit of a shame, but the kind of nature of his injury, I was not surprised at all that he wasn't going to be involved in this game. You can't just take someone who's had such a potentially career-changing injury and just bring him back for a Real Madrid Champions League game. It's just too much. It might be another week or two, I'd suspect. It won't even be this weekend either. No chance, in my humble opinion. They'll ease him back in. Maybe Sheffield Wednesday, something like that, I reckon. Though, let's get on to the actual 11. This is the kind of 11... It's very hard to predict. It's very hard to predict. Manchester City have a lot of absolutely top-class players, and you could play any number of variations here. I'm going to presume that this is going to be just the kind of like the usual formation that we see. We could see Guardiola go a classic Guardiola and do some kind of like 3 at the back kind of thing, or a 3-4-3 or something like that, or a 4-4-2 maybe, but I think he's going to play with something that's kind of relatively familiar. For that reason, I'm going to go for this team. I think it's going to be Ederson in goal. Obviously, it's going to be Ederson in goal. I reckon Mendy's done enough recently to make sure he gets the start here. I can't see it being Zinchenko. It doesn't really seem to add up to me, given the pace that Real Madrid have got on the wings. It'll be Mendy, in my humble opinion. And then Laporte is absolutely nailed on, of course. He was taken off the other day as a precaution, as we all know. But he's fine. He's totally fine, and he's ready for this one. And I think it will be Fernandinho alongside him. I think Fernandinho's experience and his seniority will be enough to get him ahead of Otamendi. So don't be surprised, though, if Otamendi does the start one. I think Stones, unfortunately, hasn't got a chance of being in this 11 unless he does something impressive in training, other than looking good in that D-squared stuff that was on Twitter. That's not quite impressive enough to get into the team, though. At right back, we could see Joao Cancelo for the kind of possession-based system, but I think once again he'll trust the pace and the experience and the strength really of Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker gives you a lot of assurances defensively, and I think that's what Guardiola will go for, and it kind of makes sense. I can't really see past a midfield that kind of picks itself. Now, he could get Gundogan in there because he does favour Gundogan in these kind of games, but I'm going to think it's going to be Rodri holding because, once again, Rodri really knows... he knows this league so well. He knows Real Madrid so well, given that he spent all of his career there over the Manchester City. So Rodri's going to start, in my humble opinion. David Silva is back and he's fit, and I think he will play this game as well. It's not what I would do personally, but I think he'll play alongside Kevin De Bruyne. I think he was going for a very obvious midfield there, but that's what I think it could be. On the right, I'm tempted to say it'll be Bernardo Silva. I think it should be Mahrez maybe, but I think it's going to be Bernardo. So I'm going to say Bernardo Silva on the right from Guardiola. On the left, it's going to be Raheem Sterling. He's basically fit. Guardiola said it. He said he could have played the other day, which means I think he's going to throw him back in there. I think away from home in the Champions League, especially with Sterling wanting to impress Real Madrid, let's be honest, I think he will go for Sterling. I think he'll like his pace, his work rate. And given the fact that we've been playing various people on the left at the moment, I think he will kind of just be welcome to have... He'd be really happy to have Sterling back, so I think it'll be Raheem Sterling. Would I do that? Probably not, but that's what I think he will do. Then through the middle... This is where I'm most torn. I'm going to be wild and say he'll go for Gabriel Jesus. Oh, will he? Yeah, I'm going to say he'll go for Gabriel Jesus, fully well knowing that I'm going to be wrong and he'll go for Aguero. But I'm going to say Gabriel Jesus he might go for as a bit of a surprise because I think something about this game will really appeal to him. So that's the 11 I'm going for. It could be a whole wide variant of things. We could see Bernardo midfield. We could see Gundogan alongside Rodri in a double pivot kind of thing. We could see a whole bunch of things. Right, let's look at the opposition. I'll play a very quick clip from the chat I had today with Euan McTear from the La Liga Lowdown. You can get the full clip as well. There'll be a card on screen now. We got a whole 10-minute video discussion about Real Madrid. But here's a quick clip about how they could set up.
Their home form isn't as good as it probably should be, and their away form is quite good. So I reckon they'll fancy their chances at the Etihad of getting a goal or two. So I think the priority is just keep the ball, keep possession. Don't let them get an away goal or limit it to one away goal. And the 4-5-1 with 5 midfielders. So you would have Toni Kroos, you'd have Casemiro, Luka Modric, Fede Valverde and Isco. All of those players, they can all pass, they can all keep the ball and maybe try and get a goal with Benzema.
It's like Guardiola kind of midfield, that, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think this is why I say it's maybe a blessing in disguise against Manchester City, because when you're going up against Guardiola, you kind of have to either go completely different, go for a completely different style, or try to play a similar style. If you try to play a blend, I don't really think that'll work. It'll be interesting to see, because this, of course, is the first ever time we've seen Zidane go up against Guardiola. They've never met in their coaching careers. Even in their playing careers, they only played 2 or 3 times. So we don't really know what to expect. It's a bit like Klopp and Simeone last week. That was the first time they played each other or coached against each other. This is the first time. So we don't have anything to go on from the past from these 2 coaches. We don't know how they'll try to out-tactic each other.
As I said before, and if you want to watch the whole thing, you can head over to the other video. It'll be on the end board after this, of course. You can go and watch it. It's a really fascinating clip. And make sure you go check out LaLigaLowdown.com for loads of La Liga coverage, of course. And Madrid, as he pointed out in the big video, I'm not sure if you said it in that clip, but whatever you did, they're in a very indifferent form at the moment. They've been top of the Liga quite a lot this season, but they're currently behind Barca. They've had some different results recently. They lost to Levante, drew with Osasuna, got knocked out the Copa del Rey with Real Sociedad. And they're not playing that well. Having said that, they're still Real Madrid. They still have Benzema. They'll probably play Isco. They'll probably have Kroos, Valverde, Casemiro. Loads of absolutely top-class quality players. And then Ferland Mendy's been very good for them this season. We've got Sergio Ramos, who's always good for a set piece. They've got strength, basically. They've got a very experienced team. And we should fear them. Totally. It's really healthy to fear them. But in terms of my prediction, I think we haven't really got many better chances to play them. I think expectations of this Manchester City side are kind of low, which could actually kind of fall into our favour. I know Real Madrid probably don't really fear us. Well, they probably don't have the expectations as low as we do as fans because our senses have been muted a little bit by this season's performances. But Real Madrid will still think we're a very good team, and rightfully so. So they'll probably be a little bit cautious. They'll probably be trying to adapt to us. It's the first time we're going to see Zidane and Guardiola go head to head, so that'll be fascinating. But I'm expecting us to do pretty well. I think it'll be a draw, but I think it'll be a goal-scoring draw. I think it'll be 2-2, something like that. And to be honest, I would be very happy with that. 2 away goals, something like that against Real Madrid would be absolutely huge for Manchester City. I can't see us not conceding. I think at the Bernabeu, we will concede, but I'm in general pretty confident about this tie. I feel like we should be pretty confident as well because we've got a team that can beat Real Madrid. We've got a team that I think could surprise a few people this year in the Champions League. It's just a weird gut instinct. I don't know why. I could be wrong, and we could sit here tomorrow night smarting after a 4-0 defeat. Fingers crossed and touch wood that doesn't happen. But I'm feeling confident. So I'm going to go for 2-2. I know that's not a victory, but I would very much take that. And hopefully we could then do the job at the Etihad. Fingers crossed. Guys, that is just my preview. As I said, go watch part 1 with Euan McTear, where we talk about Real Madrid in a bit more depth. Let me know your starting 11. Let me know what score you think it's going to be and all that kind of stuff. Don't forget as well, patreon.com. All these guys here, absolute heroes. They help keep this channel alive. If you want to support this full-time endeavor from the Big Blue, patreon.com/Esteemed Company. You can get a shout out, you can get your name in the credits here, you can get extra videos, you can get absolutely loads of things. Thank you for everyone who supported so far. Thank you as well for all the comments and the like and appreciation. I absolutely adore you all. You're all fantastic. And tomorrow night, there should be a watch along. Fingers crossed. For now, though, in a bit.